What's up, y'all? We back with another episode, Dojo Sessions, Sensei Kai, learning life through lessons. Today we have a very special guest in the building, a friend, business partner, mother, entrepreneur, visionary. We got Jass Reign in the building. How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm smooth. You had a good drive over here today?
Yeah, it was cool. It wasn't that much traffic.
How far was it though?
Like 30 minutes.
Okay. I like the braids.
Thank you.
Yeah, nah, you're welcome. So appreciate you coming through. It's funny, I think I met you like a year and a half ago, maybe like 2 years, but since then we done a lot of dope things, like worked on your podcast together, the artist thing we've been doing. So it was only right that I brought you on my podcast. So thank you
Right.
for coming through, for
No,
sure.
definitely. I couldn't wait. Like, this was just like bound to happen.
Nah, yeah, you already know, and just keep building like we've been doing.
Right.
So I found out something recently. I didn't know you were from. I thought you were from Baltimore. I didn't know you were from out here originally.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So when did you come out here though? Like, or go to Baltimore?
Originally I was born in Victorville. My father's from South Central. My mother's from East Baltimore. But I was born out here in Victorville. We moved to Baltimore when I was 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was there. I was actually there from 4 to 9, and then I moved down south, like kind of. I don't even know if it's like, but it's in Georgia, so kind of in your woods.
I
But
didn't know that.
yeah, I lived
For real?
in Augusta, Georgia, and North Augusta, South Carolina for
Oh,
like
okay.
3 years.
So country life a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely experienced it twice in my life actually, because before I moved here, I came from Charlotte. So
Nah, for
yeah.
sure. So growing up in Baltimore, like how was that for you? Cause I heard it's like treacherous up there. I never been there myself though.
I feel like making it out of Baltimore, if you from Baltimore, you know, like that's just a statement in itself. Like you made it. Like that's all I hear.
Yeah.
You feel me? But this is like these 2 years is my first time living in the LA area, like, you know, LA County and stuff like that. So I definitely see that, and especially like being down south in California and then Baltimore as well. I see that like the trenches is universal. You got the same things going on, just a little different, but it's definitely like it's crazy because my father, like I said, he's from South Central, but he called me the other day and he like, yo, I ain't even know like Baltimore was like that. He was watching a documentary, actually about my kid's cousin that I always post, Tater Buckstill, which is
got a-
Avon Buckstill's nephew.
It's a documentary about him.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
So he was just telling me like he ain't know how treacherous it was because like just the murder rate and the way that right there in itself is something that we underrate. Like I didn't even really like until I moved back to Baltimore from being out here, where I was protected and shielded and I didn't have to be in survival mode. When I had to go back to survival mode, I woke up and I realized like we don't even know we in survival mode. Like we've made ourselves immune to these type of things, and that's why I came up with boss therapy, because it's like it's certain things we can't go sit on a couch with a therapist and talk about. You get what I'm saying? So we need ways to release, and then sometimes we don't even know we need that. Like we so in survival mode, we don't even know that that's a thing to be in.
Yeah, we become desensitized because it's the norm every day.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. Is it a lot of like bandos up there too? Like every time I see a documentary,
definitely.
It looks like just whole streets.
Yeah, definitely. So like Johns Hopkins is a hospital which is like supposedly the best hospital in the world. Like people from out the country come to our city, but you got people who died down the street. But no, I was saying like in Baltimore, Johns Hopkins is like supposed to be the best hospital in the world, but you got people that die down the street, and they also own most of the property. So like we become unable to afford it, they buy it up, and they'll buy it up and it'll sit there for 10, 12 years,
Yeah.
and then they'll turn it into a parking lot. So like yeah, it's just the love ain't there, the support ain't there for other people. Like, I was watching something a Jay-Z performance, and he had said like, cause in Baltimore we known for the crabs and the barrel effect, like that's what we known for. But I feel like Jay-Z had said something in a performance when he was like, y'all say crabs in a barrel, but a crab was never supposed to be in a barrel. You get what I'm saying? So it's like when you born in the inner city of Baltimore, you already got the odds against you. You get what I'm saying? Nobody, like, it's funny because you got Baltimore City, then you got Baltimore County, right? The county is the suburbs, it's the nice part. So, like, I remember seeing a joke on social media and they said, like, this how you could tell if you from the suburbs or you from the city. Like, you was raised with your father in the house and the nigga start laughing like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he like, you from the suburbs. Because when you actually, like, the small medium of us that wake up, right? We wake up and then we want to help. Like, we want to help, but then we start seeing how that shit affecting us. And when you become a parent, it's like, I can't save y'all and possibly lose my child in the mix of that. So I got to get out of there and be able to come back. You know what I mean? Like, it's not I'm forgetting y'all, but I understand I can't thrive here.
Yeah, you gotta grow, and you may want to help everybody, but you can't do that sometimes unless you leave. You know, advance your mind.
And even when you leave,
back.
like, what the people gotta understand that's in the situation, still in survival mode, is that they also gotta want it. Like, I can't come back and everybody like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh,
you can't save everybody,
you know,
even when you want to.
But
everybody
even the ones
ready.
you save, they gotta want it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody not ready to be saved. You know, some people is love, but it gotta be love from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
And then just backtracking off what you just told me about kind of growing up there, you mentioned you started selling drugs at age 12.
Yeah.
How did you, that's wild right there in itself. Like, what led you to that?
So, like, I'm going to say my pops, you know, he from out here. He came back out here shortly after we went to Baltimore, and my mom raised me and my brother by herself. She battled drugs herself. And in the midst of that, like, we lost the house, we lost everything. And at that time, at 12 years old, I thought I knew things, right? I thought that I knew money was going to solve all of this. You get what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't, I wanted to do it because it looked cool, because I watched Paid in Full. Because I wasn't even allowed to, like, watch that stuff. We had to go sneak and watch that. You know what I mean? But it wasn't the fact that it was cool, as I wanted to eat. Like, I was hungry. You get what I'm saying? And, like, I've witnessed this not just in my city, it's universal. Like, men in the streets, men period, a lot of men, not all men. You know, I love my black brothers, I love men. But realistically, men in the streets, when they see a young girl, they want to take advantage of her. You get what I'm saying? They don't want to teach her and groom her. If they do, it's for their benefit. So at a young age, like, all I had around me, family members, were guys that were in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But they took care of me. They protected me. But they also showed me the way without telling me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, by them being the big dudes, I seen how they treated females. And it just wasn't interesting to me. Like, I'm not about to lay down with you for a couple dollars. You get what I'm saying? So, I actually remember the first time I ever sold drugs. I was with my best friend. And I always used to be, like, a nerd. So, when we lived in Georgia, I always was in the library. Like, me and my friends, like, down there in Georgia, you know, it's like you really get to be 12.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Real 12-year-old.
Yeah, so, like, we went to the library. We rode our bikes. My mother could trust me. So, when we got to Baltimore and I got back with my best friend that I knew since I was 4, like, her life changed a lot. You know what I'm saying? Her father had died. Her mother was battling AIDS, and her brother killed her brother. So when I came back from being gone for 3 years, like, we left each other at 9. This a whole grown woman now. She 12, but she grown. She doing everything. You feel what I'm saying? So I wanted, like, this was my sister, though. You know, I had abandonment issues just because, you know, you get that shit in the hood. You know, I can't elaborate on why, but
No, yeah, you're right.
I had abandonment issues, and that was like, I cling to who I love. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Sagittarius. I don't love everybody. And I don't fake my funk. You feel me? If I don't speak, it's for a reason. But if I love you, I'm going to love you forever. Even if you cross me, I'm not going, like you said, I'm going to love you from a distance. You get what I'm saying? So back to the story, my best friend, she was like out there. You know what I'm saying? She chose, it's a word for it when a woman is like really promiscuous, or a person is really promiscuous.
It's a lot of words for it.
No, it's like a term, like a diagnosed term for that.
Oh, I don't know, like a scientific term.
Nympho.
Oh, like a nymphomaniac.
Yeah, like,
okay.
You know, she was addicted to it. That was her relief.
But was she a prostitute, or
No,
was she just having sex with, like, a whole bunch of people?
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, no, I got you.
So
sure.
when we got back together and we reconnected, she took me to a hood called Church Square. And she had a boyfriend down there or whatever, and they were selling dope. This back in 06.
And she 12 right now.
Yeah, but she
that's
looked
crazy.
20.
I keep imagining like an 18-year-old. Okay, so 12.
She looked 20 though, and she lied. We lied about our age, young fat shit. So she looked like she was 20 though. Like you wouldn't even second guess it. You feel what I'm saying? But she was more to the dude. So when she brought me down there, like mind you, I'm coming from Georgia. I'm a virgin. I don't know nothing. Like I'm like naive as fuck. You feel what I'm saying? But not that naive. I'm naive to the streets, but I'm not that naive. You get what I'm saying? So when she brought me around, they was selling dope, they was selling crack, and they was making money, and I'm watching them. Like the money, they only a couple years older than us. They making money. I'm watching them, and I remember one day we walked into KFC, and this guy, one of the homeboys, he walked up to me and he whispered to me like, "Jass, what your red ass doing out here?" He like, "You fucking or you trapping?" I said, "I'm trapping." Like, what is that? I was just waiting for the opportunity. So 12, I made like my first $500 in a day.
In a day?
I was addicted after that. Like, $500 in a day at 12.
How long did that take?
Not even like, it was probably noon or early in the morning because we would leave out like we was going to school and go down there before school was out.
Yeah, I know you can't tell a 12-year-old nothing after they made $500 in a day.
Nothing. My mother couldn't control me after that.
Nah, a regular 12-year-old, you happy for $10.
Especially back in 06, like,
yeah,
we used to could get 4 bags of chips off $1. You know what I'm saying?
So you got hooked on it after that.
Yeah. I felt like I could be a relief to my mother. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was angry a lot at a young age because I had a lot of trauma experiences that I didn't know how to, cope with. And my mother was the type that was just strong, and she'd just be like, keep going. I wouldn't even express that. Even to this day, I'm not like really good with expressing things that bother me. Like, I don't like feeling like you sympathize with me.
You the type to like hold it in?
Yeah. Or I talk to God about it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I got uncles like that I talk to, and like they my boss therapy. You know what I mean? Because they can relate, they can understand. I don't have to feel like I need to be too strong around them. Like, I could really be a baby.
Yeah, you can be comfortable the way you should be able to be as a woman anyway.
Right.
Yeah, nah, for sure. When did your mom find out what you were doing, though? Like, what age was that, 12 or was it
12,
later?
I got locked up.
Oh, they got you, huh?
Yeah, man.
Damn. So she had to come get you and everything?
Yup. I asked them to keep me.
For real?
I'll never forget. They was like, I was crying. They was like, "Oh, you scared to go to jail?" I said, "Man, fuck jail. You don't know my mother." She is ready to do me dirty. And she did. She gave me a black eye. I'll never forget.
For real?
Yeah, she told me walk my ass home. She got in the car. I walked my ass to the trap, nigga. I'm going back to the trap. I don't even want to go home.
What came with that, though? I know she was mad, but did she give you, like, a speech? Like, why are you doing this? Or
yeah, she was
like...
crying. Like, even though she was, doing her thing was, like, she was always a mother. So she like, I die in these streets. You know what I'm saying? I remember when my brother first started trapping. He wasn't trapping for no, like, regular ass niggas. And she went to them, like, and they bought him some shoes, some Jordans that came out. And she went and threw them bitches at him. And she's like, I'm telling you now, this back in, like, I was trapping 06. So you say about 2000 when he started. You feel what I'm saying? And I remember her telling the niggas, like, y'all gonna have to kill me right now because I'm going to the police. Like, snitching wasn't a good thing, but she didn't give a fuck when it came to us.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she cried, She was mad at me. She couldn't believe it. She called everybody. But I blamed her, you know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't have because it was things that I didn't understand. I thought my mother was supposed to be, like, Superwoman. Like, she's supposed to just not be on drugs. Like, she supposed to be stronger than all of this shit. But I didn't understand, like, her mother and her grandmother died 2 months apart, and my father went in court time. So, like, dealing with all of that on top of raising 2 kids by yourself, I'm like, yo, I commend her, and I be having to tell my inner child not to feel guilty for the things I put her through because I ain't know,
And in hindsight, it's all so clear, and I think sometimes we forget, like with our elders, it's their first time being that age too. Because as kids, we look at them and we just have these expectations, like, you my mom, like, you my dad, you supposed to be there, that rock for me. But it's like, it's their first time being this age, dealing with these things.
It's their first time being a parent, especially when they didn't have it. You get what I'm saying? Like, it ain't, people always talk about generational wealth, like, you got generational trauma. That
just keep going.
Yeah, unless somebody break it, unless somebody be strong enough to go against the norm. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, even if you do repeat the cycle, you could break it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Because
always that person who does break it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Like, I'm a single mother. I got 3 kids, but I hold my shit. You get what I'm saying? I'm not, and I can understand. Like, nigga, it's been times where I'm like, I want to smoke some crack. I ain't never smoked crack in my motherfucking life. Like
maybe this will help me a little bit.
Yeah, like, fuck it,
Nah,
nigga. Life,
it.
it can't get no worse than this. You get what I'm saying?
The same way. I don't like overjudge people sometimes who have those coping mechanisms. Like sometimes somebody may want to smoke a little weed, drink a little something, just to take that edge off. I know it gets serious when it goes into the addiction level, but you know, people go through it and they really wear a poker face a lot of times.
Yeah.
For sure. So, you know, that's good. You can look back and salute your mother, you know, for being strong while all that was going on. So after you got in trouble though, you kept going.
Yeah.
Kept going. How long though?
So from 12 on up until I was about 17, 18. 17, because I came out here when I was 17. But I was in and out of juvie. You know, I always did 6 months. It was to a point we lived over West Baltimore.
Yeah.
And they was like calling me the girl on the box forever. Because I would get on it and I would either cut it off, I would violate it somehow, like forever. And at that time, it felt like I was earning my stripes, nigga. Like, I'm doing my daddy did. I'm being that nigga, you know what I mean? And it came with the respect, it came with the love. Like, you know, when you real, you always gonna get love.
Yes, when you hold it down, get out, it's like, yeah, nobody really reprimanding you. Like, don't go back. You know what I'm saying? Because you getting tougher every time.
And especially, like, the type of person I am, I'm a giver. So, like, I know I'm going to make it because I ain't even trying to make it for me. Like, I want to make it to make sure everybody else good. So I always been like that. Like, even in the trap, you know what I'm saying? I had homegirls. Again, I wasn't promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just saying that. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll tell you my bad parts, but that just wasn't one of them. You get what I'm saying? And there's reasons behind that, too. Like, a lot of women take trauma as a child and they turn it into promiscuousness. I couldn't stand niggas in that sense. You know what I mean? So I was in long-term relationships with people that I felt could be the protector. Because I did have daddy issues, but I wasn't looking for daddy in every nigga. Because I knew my daddy was a real nigga. So I always would look for the things people told me about.
That's the difference. It wasn't like no absent figure that you ain't know nothing about.
Yeah. You know
he just couldn't be there for you at the time.
Right.
No,
so,
I feel
like,
that.
he had to be not the biggest gangster, but couldn't nobody play with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? He had to be a certain type of nigga. And once I got that attachment, I would go through how to keep it. Like, I was a crazy little person when I was younger in all aspects. Like, even today, like, me and my family would talk about it. And they'd be like, oh, you gave us hell. Like, you gave us hell. Like, literally.
Oh, you turned up.
I did, but I don't know. You know, it was needed. Like, I could breathe today and laugh at her, like, because she really thought she had it figured out.
Yeah, nah, straight up. You got to go through that, too, though. Like, that's why I kind of, you know, it's levels to it, but, you know, I recommend people kind of living free and making their own mistakes at those younger ages. You know, it's better that than wait till you older to be like, damn, let me go through all this now.
Yeah, it's crazy because recently I just came to the exception that I'm a single mother. Because I always knew I was wifey. Like, that just was it, you know, and it never been anything other than that for me. You get what I'm saying? So when it came to a point where I had to be a single mother, I'm like, damn, yo, I got to wear this statistic. I usually don't give a fuck what a motherfucker think about me because I think I'm so slick. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel that.
So it was a jab at me, like, oh, this not showing my intelligence. This is where I was supposed to pass in life. Fuck all that other shit that I did. I was supposed to do this one right. You feel what I'm saying? And I remember, like, thinking, like, because guys now, it's, like, crazy. It's hard to date. Like, it's hard to date these days. And because I really don't take no slack from guys, right? And nobody's going to make me feel like my kids are a burden to them. You feel me? I wear that shit proudly, and I don't expect you to come and be nobody's savior. You get what I'm saying? But if you're a man and you have interest in me, you're going to have interest in being a man for them, too.
Because that comes with that.
Right, but I'm not begging you to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not having, like, this arrogance of, oh, this is who you better be. No, this is who we deserve. You get what I'm saying? Because it's equal. Even though I come with 3 kids, they come with love. And either you're going to respect that, you're going to cherish that, or you're not gonna be a part of it.
I mean, yeah, that's a standard you should set. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you already know with dudes, they gonna do what they want to do. So if you see a dude naturally doing that, you know that's when, okay, let me give him more of a chance. But if you see a dude already acting like that,
That's
like
what
a
I
burden,
mean.
yeah, it's like don't even waste your time.
It's a lot of dudes out here like that though, that think like, oh, women should lower their standards because they have kids. Like, especially a single mother.
Nah, for sure. That's why I like how you stand on that. You know what I'm saying? That goes into the boss therapy too.
Yeah.
Like you know what you want, you know what you don't like.
Yeah.
For real, for real.
Yeah. Like,
when did you have your first one though?
I had my twins at 23.
Okay, so you still at this point at 17. That's when you moved from Baltimore to come with your uncle back over here
in California.
What made you leave though? What point was you like, I got to get out of here?
So I always knew that the game wasn't forever, right?
Yeah.
I was always, it's funny because as much as I turned up how crazy I was and all of these things, I was always two steps ahead of the game. I was always intelligent. Like, I would have niggas sitting around smoking weed, skipping school, reading books. No lie to you. I had it halfway together. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I was always intelligent, and I always like, yo, nothing I do unless I commit a murder or I really like rob somebody with a gun is gonna trickle over into my adulthood.
Yeah.
Right now, nigga, give me 20 bricks. They might send me down for a year or two. They can't hold me no longer than 21. Yeah. If I can get us $1 million before I hit that 21, I'm in this shit. And that was really my mindset. Like, nigga, I done seen it done.
Yeah,
you know?
And you use the word us. So I think the whole theme of this, like, you are a giver.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. It's like us. Like, you wanted everybody around you to, like, be good.
Yeah, because why
so
not?
I commend you. Yeah, for sure.
Like, I feel like, for me, back then, I was a mix of Ace, Mitch. Mitch was my nigga. I love Mitch. But Ace and Mitch. I ain't gonna say Rico. I say Rico would be like my rager side, but like I ain't like the snitch.
Yeah, the dark side.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
So what made you still be like, okay, I gotta go? Because at that point, I know you kind of had it, even though it was treacherous, I know you kind of had it figured out how you were moving. So what made you leave?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, the dope game back then was I wasn't no Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't none of that. But it was great. It was amazing for me. Like, I've always been a type of woman that adapt to males. Like, I probably got a couple homegirls that's solid as fuck. That's gonna always be there. But I'm a nigga's like, you know what I mean? I know how to be a woman in my man's presence, but I'm your homeboy when I'm with my homeboys. You feel what I'm saying? So it was easier for me back then. Like, we had a trap house. I remember at fucking 14, I had my own ounce of coke.
Yeah.
And my homeboy was teaching me how to bag it up. You get what I'm saying?
14.
So, at 14, my own ounce. Like, and I worked up from a fucking 8-ball because I always wanted to do the right thing to make mommy happy, right? So I went and got a summer job at a church. Worked 3 weeks. These motherfuckers come with $150. Talking about, oh, you 14, we can't pay you that much. I worked my ass off. They didn't treat me like I was 14.
$150 for 3 weeks?
Yes, of catering, like big things of chicken. And not only did we cook it, we went and served it.
Oh,
and they told me I couldn't take no tips and none of that.
Yeah, you got lowball for sure.
So when they gave me that $150, I took $125. That's how much an 8-ball cost back then.
Yeah.
And I told my homeboy, like, nigga, I'm tired of hitting packs. I want to be able to do my own shit. And once I worked myself up to an ounce, I got locked up again. Then I came home, and I was like, I keep getting locked up because I was trapping in West Baltimore, and I was trapping on, it's called the Avenue, Pennsylvania Avenue. And that was one of the, like, most treacherous, to this day, one of the most treacherous places to be at, and it's very hot with the police. Like, it ain't if, it's when you're going to get locked up, if you out there hand-in-hand. You feel what I'm saying? So, after that, I was like, okay, I'm going to do my own thing, and I just, like, started selling weed, e-pills. Like, I could sell water to a well. Like, that's my shit. I could do it. You feel what I'm saying? So, I ain't had no trap no more. I was, like, straggling, remote, everywhere. You get what I'm saying? And then I could never get to a good point with it. Like, I was great, but where I wanted to get, I always get locked up. You get what I'm saying? I always get put in a situation where somebody that stole my work or some dumb ass
Start
shit.
over again.
I was tired of it, and I remember them saying, yeah, bitch, it's a trap. You in a trap. You get what I'm saying? And
it's
you
crazy.
know, people ask me, like, Jasmine, like, because I tell these little trauma stories all the time. Like, you know, I smoke, and I get to run in my mouth to my homegirl, and she be like, you just told me the most like traumatic shit and you laughing about it. Like I would make jokes about it. And she's like, how do you stay so positive? And I told her like, I'm never gonna change who I am. I'm gonna just change who I give myself to. I have that discernment of who I associate it with. You get what I'm saying?
No, I like that. That's a gem right there.
No, really, because I had to tell, and I told my best friend like one time in the lowest point of my life, everybody was like, you would have thought I died. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I first came out here, me and my kid's father, we went through a lot. You know, I lost a lot. I didn't lose everything. I gave it back. Like, far as my house, my car. I gave my car away. You know what I'm saying? I wanted peace.
This when you came out here. So you met him when you got out here?
No, this is why I came out here.
Oh, okay.
To get the fuck away from this situation.
Also, so you left Baltimore, then you went with him
to North Carolina.
And then after that was crazy.
Yeah.
You but you escaped that situation. Yeah. Kind of what you was telling me on the phone.
Yeah.
What was it like? Domestic, toxic? Like how was?
So I'm the type of person where even if you wrong me, I'm not going like I see the good in bad people, right? So especially he's my kid's father. I'm not gonna try to paint him to be nobody than who he was. You get what I'm saying? And he was a great person. We both are great people, but we were very toxic together. You get what I'm saying? And it came to a point in our life like the hustler in me always intimidates men. You get what I'm saying? At one point, he was able to shut her off. You get what I'm saying? Because the little girl who wanted love inside of me was like, I fuck all that hustle shit. I want this. You know what I mean? And he was the provider. He gave me that stability where for the first time in my life, I didn't need to hustle.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I didn't need to. And I wasn't hustling. I was working a job. Actually, I was hustling. That's a lie. I was selling a little weed. But that's to me, bit. That's not like weed. That's not really
for
nothing.
Sure.
You know, just to make the ends meet with what I was doing. I was working at Comcast. I was a business analyst, but it wasn't paying me nothing.
Yeah.
So on the side, I would sell weed because I needed to give me a car. I crashed my car. I needed a new car. And I met him in the midst of that. I lived in the projects in Baltimore. And yeah, so like when we got together, he was 10 years older than me. I was 22. He was 32. And he gave me the security I wanted and those type of things. And then it's like, because I don't want to paint him as a bad person. He's not. Like, we went through all shit together. Maybe, like, I know my loved ones probably like, fuck that. But no, it's no good or bad people. It's good and bad choices.
And people from the outside, you know, they never gonna fully know what y'all felt. You know what I'm saying? They just gonna look at actions, events that they know, but they don't know y'all day-to-day bond type shit. So I feel
like I don't, you know, he know I don't want that nigga back. I told him that a couple weeks ago. But the thing is, we were friends. You know what I'm saying? We were family. You know what I'm saying? We been through shit together. We lost his mother together. We lost his cousin together. Like, we were in the trenches together. You know what I'm saying? We were so-called a power couple. They was calling us J and B in the hood. You get what I'm saying? And he did a lot. Like, for me, I remember I told him, like, you were the best man I ever had. And he used to throw that up against me in the arguments and shit. I think that he misunderstood it. Like, I think he thought that financially you were the best nigga I ever had. I had niggas throw money at me. It was the fact that you came through on your word. You get what I'm saying? Even if you didn't come all the way through, the effort is what I fell in love with. You get what I'm saying? But when things change, like, you know, I told you I'ma just leave it short. We dodged Fed dinners together. You get what I'm saying? And that bond I never forget, because when I needed you, nigga, you was there. When I needed you, you wasn't there too. But you know what I'm saying? I'd rather look at the great side of it.
No, I feel that.
But it got real bad with us when we left the trenches, because he no longer had the power of financial stability. And he knew nothing but the trenches. That's all he knew. And when you in the trenches, I see the side of it as, oh, you know, square 9 to 5. Y'all don't know what we go through. We got to watch our back. We got to da-da-da-da, all this good shit. But it's really no structure there. It's no discipline. You get what I'm saying? It's harder to go from that to out here, because ain't no fast money. You got to really work your ass off.
You waiting 2 weeks, bi-weekly. You got to listen to somebody who you would never listen to and respect in any other circumstance, but now that's your boss. telling you what you can or cannot do.
Yeah, and that's not an easy transition, especially when that ain't what you come from.
Nah, straight up.
You get what I'm saying? So I had a lot of grace for him in that situation, but he didn't have grace for himself, right? His mother was a big drug dealer back in the 80s, and she was a nigga. You hear me? Like she wasn't no, dyker,
No, I know what you're talking about.
But she was like me. Like it's crazy. We both Sagittarius, right? So what she did was she overcompensated for a male in his life. In my perspective, you get what I'm saying? Because I love her to life. She did nothing wrong, right? But being observative, she overcompensated. And I say that because she was so scared that her son would turn out to be a gay male, right? She ain't never tell me this. This is what I observed. That you can't cry.
Oh yeah,
no way to process those emotions but anger. This is all he knows. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, and this boy becomes a man, still a boy, that little boy still want to release that. He still want to cry. So you fucking him up in the head where he feeling like the only way that I can release this is to anger towards,
So at that age that you was with him figuring it out, y'all moved. He was coming of age because y'all still fairly young at that point. He's coming of age too, probably. Cause
he was older than he was 10 years old.
Oh, he's 32, right?
Yeah.
Well, even me now being 33.
He did 10 years in jail too, so he
see, that's a lot. That's a whole other level of that. Yeah. So jail plus what you just told me, all that's coming out. Yeah. Especially at that age, you think in your 30s it's all here, but you still learning yourself. So I can only imagine some of and then you were younger too, so I know you sit back watching it. And the thing about it that
I laugh at with me and him is when I wanted him at 30 because I'm like, yeah, these young niggas, they not for me. They not time enough. They ain't been through enough. And he wanted me because he like, oh, yeah, she not like my mama going to be trying to be structured and da-da-da. And I remember him saying to me, like, I got what you. I thought I was getting me a young bitch. I got me an old bitch. For real, and that's it. Nigga, man. I thought I was getting me an old nigga. I got a young nigga to raise. Like.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Nah, okay, so that didn't work out, obviously. We don't even got to go into the specifics of that situation. Yeah. You ended up leaving, and now you come to L.A. with your uncle.
No, with my mom.
Oh, with your mom
moved back here.
Oh, okay. How was that linking up back with her and coming out here? Like, tell us about that transition.
So when we was in North Carolina, even in Baltimore, like, because I had kids, I actually had kids, like, right after she left. So she would fly down there, like, we would get into so much, like, before we went to North Carolina, we wasn't together. Like, in the mind, I'm going to jail for I had my daughter in jail, right?
You had your daughter in jail?
In jail. And that was because I was protecting this man. And not because he asked me to. Just that's who I am, right? And we were going to go get some weed. And the weed man got in the car. And the police was in covert. Meaning like they was watching him. And I went, of course we ain't know this, but the police had a hard dick for my baby father, like real bad.
They was on him.
On him, bad, like wanted him. And he had 14 years to back up. We just had twins. You're not going nowhere, bro. Like, you're not going nowhere. So we riding from one project to another, and at a light, the police, like the knockers, we call them knockers, the undercovers, they get out their car and put a gun to my window, like open the fucking door. Honestly, I got like traumatized. Like, what the fuck, nigga? I'm thinking somebody trying to take us, or you know what I'm saying? Like, but then I realized it was the police. I ain't had time to ask him if he had drugs on him. Yeah. I was in a Honda Accord, so I felt like I could give them a run for their money, and I did. So I took them around a couple blocks, and then my baby father started screaming like, I don't have nothing on me, Jasmine. Please stop. Like, there's no drugs in the car. It's no drugs. The nigga was like, he couldn't believe it. Like, yeah. So I went to jail, and then they actually let me out on probation. For real. And I ended up violating.
So having your baby in jail, though, I got to ask that, like, did you receive the proper medical care? Like, how was that for you having a baby?
I need to fucking
sue
them. I do. They took me. First of all my charges got dropped down to a simple traffic violation.
Yeah, that's good.
Because the sergeant on the case, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican, right? So the sergeant was Puerto Rican. And in his mind, I'm this pretty little Puerto Rican girl that got caught up with this nigga. So he actually came to court and begged the judge to like, she didn't mean it. She just had babies. Like, really in my favor. Okay. So the judge, he was mad. He was a white man. He was mad. He He was like, she disrespected my officers. And because I thought they was locking my baby father up. And I'm like yelling in the car, like, he's a hostage. He's a hostage. I'm in the back of the police car. And they not listening to me. He got 14 years to back up. He got to raise these babies.
Yeah,
like,
straight
that's
up.
not going to happen.
Straight up.
So I'm kicking the car and stuff. So they got damage of property, all type of stuff. But, yeah, I ended up going, so they gave me the probation. The judge didn't like that. I ended up, they started like, they took a whole year to bring me back.
Yeah.
And by the time then, like, when I caught the case, I wasn't pregnant. I had twins, but I wasn't pregnant. By the time they brought me back to court, I'm freaking 8 months. So I'm like, ready to drop my baby. And the officer came, the judge was like, yeah, I told you if I seen you in my court again, you were going to jail 30 days. I'll never forget. And he hit the gravel and walked out real slick. Slickest white man I ever seen. I was I was hurt. I tried to run.
That sound like a movie scene. Oh, in court, you tried to just get up out of there?
Yes.
Oh, man, for
they
real.
told me, we could take you to jail for assault on the officer. You think about 30 days. You trying to get 8 years if you run out this courtroom.
Damn.
And it was so detrimental because I was so pregnant. Like, nobody wanted to deal with me. Not the COs, not the transportation, nobody. They was trying to put a warrant out. They like, can't we just let her go and put a warrant out and you just turn yourself in like a benchmark?
Yeah.
And everybody was like, yeah, until this one sergeant that was about to fucking retire takes her ass all the way across town to come and take me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was.
How does that go though? You have the baby, and how long do you get to be a mother before they take that baby away?
So they take you to the hospital, right? And then in the hospital room is you, the doctors, and the CO. So you gotta have your baby with somebody you don't even probably fuck with. And you have your baby for the amount of time that you're supposed to be in the hospital. Mm-hmm. So whenever the hospital release you, whoever has to come pick up the baby.
Oh, and your baby daddy ended up getting the baby?
Yeah, well, him and his cousin, rest in peace, came and started the thing. Like, the doctors was all sympathizing with me. I'm telling you, I'm slicker than grease. So when I was talking to the doctors, they, like, feeling for me, like, yeah, we're going to try to get you a couple more days here. Because I only had a couple days left. Excuse me.
You're good.
Before, I only had a couple days left before I was to be released. So they ain't want to separate me from the baby. So they like, yeah, we going to come up with some medical problems and we going to get to jail. Because they couldn't stand when the jail brought women there. Like, you could see the doctors was, like, sympathetic with me. Then all of a sudden, everything changed. Oh, no, you good to go. You good to go. And then I called home like, what happened? Did you get me kicked out the hospital? They out there arguing with the dang on nurses and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to deal with her.
Yeah, but...
Okay. No, I commend you for even having to go through that. Like, I know in hindsight, like, you got through it, but I know at the time, that was probably...
That was the darkest, like, one of the darkest moments of my life, because I had twins already, and I spent every day of my life with them since I had them. Well, not even that, because they was in the hospital for, like, 2 weeks. One of them, Jacoby was. And so, like, I was always with them, and in that cell without them, I was literally dreaming that they was crying for me. I was waking up and I would cry. Like, them cells, first of all, they sent me to a maximum security prison to do these little ass 30 days.
Yeah.
With women that would kill her. They killed their baby. One woman ate her baby. One woman made her baby eat fetus. All type of crazy stuff. And I'm in here with these people. And then they tell me that I'm a risk, so I had to do 23 hours a day in a cell for the whole 30 days.
Yeah.
No interaction with anybody else, unless I went to, like, med or something like that.
Where was your mind at? Because I know at that point, you left Baltimore. You just had a baby.
No, I was still in Baltimore.
Oh, you were still in Baltimore at that point. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you had the baby then. So what was your mind at, though, sitting in there? Did you know, I got to get out of here? Because I know you left.
Man, no. My mind, I was so wrapped up in my kid's father that whatever he wanted. Like, when you're a woman that's submissive to a man, it's good to be submissive to your man, but you also got to have your own mind, and a man has to protect that for you. Mm-hmm. Because then you're not thinking good. Then I'm more of a liability if I'm fully submissive to you, because now I can only go off of your thought, your train of thought. I didn't shut my brain down. It's always what can I do? Mm-hmm. What can I do? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ride or die. I'm till the wheels fall off. If you want to stay in these projects, we're staying in these projects. Like, we had money to move out the projects, and he wanted me to move out. No, you still sell drugs in these projects. Mm-hmm. I feel like God always would tell me when to come grab him. Like, I would come grab him, and then next thing you know, a house get raided that he was just sitting in.
Yeah.
Somebody get killed that he was just sitting next to.
I mean, you know, they said women's intuition is very real. That's one thing I think people cannot take from y'all. I've heard a lot of stories when y'all had those feelings, and it really goes like that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you were a blessing on him. You probably saved him from getting in some even crazier situations when you were in his life. So, no, I commend you for that.
Thank you.
Nah, for sure. But at that point, you had a baby, you're with him, and you end up back in L.A. Your mom's here.
Well, no, listen, I moved to North Carolina. So, North Carolina, it got too much for us in the projects, right? All of our allies either turned out to reveal themselves as enemies.
Oh, that's when you told me you got to a life or death situation there. Oh, okay,
So it was like either that or the feds, like, niggas, we found out people that got killed. It was CIs. We just don't know. And I commend my children's father for this because this like fucked him up, right? Because all his life, it was a certain code. All our life, it was a certain code in the streets that we had to live by. And it was, nigga, fight the wars to the war end. But now he got these babies. And he got me, and he came to me, Jass, like, nigga, they try and backdoor me. Niggas and this is what they doing. They smiling in our face, and they taking niggas from us. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, nigga, they take you, they gonna have to take me. So what we doing? And he was like, yo, we got this money, we got this. Call your peoples down North Carolina. We out of here. You know what I'm saying? And that was right after his cousin got killed, because that was the last part of my heart you could break in that projects outside of my kids' father. You feel what I'm saying? So when they did that, we couldn't take it no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and when, this is why in street therapy I say these stories are to be told but not glorified.
Yep.
Because I lived through it, so I could laugh at it now. You don't know about when I cried, so all this shit I laughed at. You know what I'm saying? I could laugh now because I could breathe now. I'm thriving. I'm no longer surviving. You get what I'm saying? So
that's real.
When we left, it broke him in a sense of, oh man, now I'm gonna look like a sucker. Now niggas could paint whatever narrative. I was just that nigga. He was just that nigga in them projects. You know what I'm saying? And what I was in was of mode of, okay, now it's no longer playtime. Because in the projects, I could beat your ass. I done try to run them over with the Range Rover, all of that. I can do these things. The police ain't coming. Now we in segregated bullshit ass Gastonia, North Carolina.
Oh yeah, they own it.
They don't play.
They own it.
So I tighten up, right? And now I'm moving different. But he's taking offense to everything I'm doing because he thinking like I think I'm better than him or something like that. Like, why you ain't a crash out no more? They'll really take us down here, baby. Like, they don't play. I knew that. So I'm like tighten up, and now I'm like in full mother mode, right? Because I'm all they got. We all they got. You get what I'm saying? And that's where we started to part. Like,
I feel you. That switch hit.
Yeah, because I feel like it's supposed to be me and you against the world, and you making it me and you against each other. You get what I'm saying? So for a long time, like, you know, financially, he couldn't be who he wanted to be. The dope game was over, and he couldn't accept it. You get what I'm saying? So that broke us, and like I said, it got to a point where you doing things that's jeopardizing our kids. You get what I'm saying? These white people will take my kids.
Just like that. You
You
already
feel
know.
me? A bruise on you, a bruise on me, because I ain't going easily. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Ain't
we
no
see.
domestic
Yeah, you
violence.
ain't playing court, none of that.
Yeah.
You not playing with it.
So, and that was the breaking point. Like, I had to, because I don't, you know, one day I might get famous and a nigga might say, oh, she sent me to jail. I did, nigga, and that shit broke me. You forced my hand, though.
Yeah.
Right? Because we had a CPS case, right, where they was trying to take my kids because the door got unlocked and the kids got out. You know down there they don't play.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We already got this case. This lady told me she already closed my case. Anything else happen, she can't help us. You get what I'm saying? Because she already suspecting that me and you being violent towards each other, even though we lying about it. And he broke down my door and he choked me out in front of my kids. In a white neighborhood, nigga. I done got us into a townhome in a private community next to doctors and fucking sheriffs and police officers. There's no way you break down my door at 10 o'clock in the morning and attack me.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, terrible time to do something like that.
And I can't, and I don't report it. I gotta be the one that report it because the CPS lady, I can't hide this from you for you no more.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You broke the door. I can't fix that before this lady come have our meeting. So I gotta jump in front of it. And one thing I always told him, I put you before me, but I put them before you. You get what I'm saying? I die lonely and miserable as long as they thrive. So that's where you put me at. That's where you push me at. And of course, I didn't go and pursue the charges. But in order for the CPS to be like, yeah, you can keep your kids, he had to be away from us.
Yeah.
So that was our breaking point.
Damn, okay. I know that was tough for you too, especially from hearing like that bond that y'all had. I already know.
Yeah, but you know, when people ask me about my baby father, because it's gonna come up. I got 3 kids, and if you want to date me, you're gonna want to know where he's at. I be like, play as fuck up too. They did. Because, you know, like, the nigga was a pretender in a lot of ways. He was a good person, but I wouldn't have had kids with who you are, honestly speaking, if you was true to who you are.
No, I feel that. I feel that. So you got out that situation. He didn't come with you here?
No, he was in jail.
Oh, okay, so he's still over there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you come here with your kids and your mom here and your uncle.
And I left my nice 2-bedroom townhouse, 2-bath, to sleep on my mother's couch. She got 1-bedroom condo.
Oh, so that was a big change too.
I had to eat that.
Yeah,
but
had to
and
eat
people
that.
thought like, oh, did she snap because I was no longer crying? It was like, you know, already broke me, nigga. I'm good. But now you broke me to a point where I ain't got nothing else but to get back good.
Only way is up at that point.
Yeah, and it felt like a relief because
I feel that.
Women, like, I just really want to say to all the women, like, y'all gotta get out them narcissistic relationships. You know, trauma bonded, all of that is not good. Because I remember when he strangled me and he was like, he apologized. He was like, you gonna heal me. I'm fucked up, Jazz. You gonna heal me.
You gonna heal me? Yeah,
I told that nigga, hell no, I'm not. You fucking breaking me. I can't do it no more. I'm out of here.
No, I feel you.
But, you know, it's detrimental to get out of that. Like, that's one thing I want to preach to women. And it's like, you know, sometimes we stay in it because society, especially today, like you said, is so desensitized that you're victim blame.
Very, yep.
You know, and I ain't nobody victim, so you ain't gonna blame me for shit. I take my part in it. I told you I was abusive. I tried to run him over with a Range Rover. I did that.
I mean, once it get toxic, you know, there's some crazy things that come with it. But you know, at least you were able to be like, okay, enough is enough. A lot of people don't realize that. What?
I needed to love myself. Why was that so fucking hard? I fuck with myself, but did I love myself? No. Like, I was to a point I can't even give like hugs. I don't like all that mushy shit. Don't do all of that to me. My uncles be like, yo, no, Niecy, I gotta tell you how proud I know. Chill, bro. I don't like it. But now that I'm becoming a woman, I have to indulge into that.
You got to. It's a lot of girls like that. They when it comes down to that stuff, they kind of push it away. Because I know it's like a lot of trauma behind it. Like, no, every time I let somebody in, I get taken advantage of or it goes south. So that's good. Now you embracing it. Think about it,
like, before you let that person in, you was so good. You weren't even looking for the motherfucker. Motherfucker come find you and fuck your life up.
Yeah.
You be like,
somebody told me that. Somebody told me that before when I was in my bad days too, for sure. It hurts to hear that too as a man, because you know sometimes you want to, what you just said, like, you came looking for me, I wasn't looking for you. And you promised me all these great things and you ended up.
And I mean, I used to be that person. Like, when I was younger, I really see, that's why I say, you know, nobody's a bad person, because I see, like, the people I've loved on, and, like, as I became softer, like, who I am now, my higher self laughs at who I was. And she laughs at who I am. She's like, you know, them two people are two different people. They the same person, but they two different people.
That's a good feeling to have. For sure. That's a good feeling to have.
You know, I want to be the big mama. Like, I want to be the one that everybody come home to. Your life fucked up. You coming home, get you a meal. You going to hear me cuss you out. You going to go up there and get one of them worms. You going to get your shit together. That's my goal in life.
I feel that. I feel that. Still helping people, too.
Yeah.
But now you at a level where you learn to love yourself. And now it's like, cool, you need some, I got you. And then if you're not ready, you can not even cut somebody off because you care about them, but it's not going to take away nothing from you because you built up your stuff. Yourself.
Real talk.
No, I feel you.
And being true to yourself. Like, one thing that, you know, my most traumatic situations have taught me, especially from other people, is like, don't run from self-accountability. Like, I'm the type of person that treads that line of self-accountability, self-awareness, and self-negative talk.
Yeah.
Right? But I love that about myself because you can't bullshit me when you telling me about myself. Like, you can't project. Because I'm going to know if it's real, because if it's real, I done told it to myself a million times already.
No, I like that. Me. I like that.
You feel me? So be self-aware, be self-accountable. Like, you know, people run from self so much that we indulge and we give all to others and other things. And it all roads lead back to self.
Every time. And people try to turn away from looking inward by giving themselves to other people. You know, I've done that in the past too. Try to help everybody. But then when you help everybody and they go their separate ways, you sitting with yourself anyway. So all them thoughts sitting there with you.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I love that you said that, because one lesson that I like to teach the people, right, is that just like you a good person, I'm a good person, we vibe. It's practicing that discernment, right?
Yeah.
Because you got people like me and yourself. Kai, if you come around and I'm fucked up today and you just see that, right, and you bring me lunch, I'm going to recuperate that to you. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to get that energy right back. And that's the type of person I'm going to value. That's the energy I'm going to focus on. Versus I might have a homegirl or a homeboy that only come around because they know Jazz got the weed. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to sense it. You going to show it.
Oh, yeah. We see a lot of that, especially in our culture. We see a lot of that.
Yeah, the leeches.
Yeah.
But you got to separate, because they going to always leech the greatness.
Always.
Of
Always.
course.
And it's a difference, too, between people wanting to be a part of that because they want to get better, or people just want to be a part of that because they don't want to do nothing. They just, I know I'm going to be straight if I go here. I'm going to get some food, some drinks, some tree. So that discernment, like you said, is key.
The selfish people. Like you
Selfish.
They drain all your energy.
Yep. I'm telling you, I got people where I'll post a palm tree in L.A. They hit me for $20. I'm like, bro, come on now, man. I can't ask you for nothing. Oh, man, you not checking in, nothing. What? You just want some.
People think I'm so much on my shit. I be having to remind them, like, yo, I'm 3 kids in, no government assistance. They say I make too much, so y'all leave me alone when y'all want to ask me for something.
Folks don't think about it, though. Like, you asking for bread on the 3rd of the month, like.
That's what I be saying.
Just paid all type of shit, man.
What you want to go chill? I could tell you ain't got no responsibility.
Yeah, nah, straight up.
I'm a daddy's girl. Daddy been going 26 years, but I'm a daddy's girl. So, like, I'm going to love everything that connects me to him. Like, when I first came back, he from Avalon Gardens, nigga. I was with, what's the address? So right down there. I want to walk. I want to sit on the same ground.
Just feel it. Yeah.
I want to go to the same stores you went to. You get what I'm saying? It's the first time I get to be in his energy.
And today a big day for him, though, right?
Yeah.
What you told me, what's going on today? Tell the world.
He going up for parole, so we praying that, you know what I'm saying, God lift them gates up off of us.
Nah, yeah, prayers up. Yeah. How long he been down?
26 years.
26 years.
Yeah.
But y'all talk, communicating everything, or what?
Yeah, definitely. My uncle that I came to live out here with, that was his brother.
Oh, okay. For sure. So I know he was taking care of you when you came out here, your uncle.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, they're saying, like, at first I thought it was my uncle saying, but I learned, like, he learned a lot from my dad. So they always say, like, we all we got. You know, the Parkers, we small. It's just us. You know what I mean?
But powerful, though.
Yeah, but that's that's what, on top of who my mother is, like, because she's a ride or die. You know what I'm saying? One thing she always taught me was little elements. This is why I like boss therapy. This is why I bring it out to people, right? And just these type of conversations we're having, because it's things that I'm learning that were embedded in me. So when I don't see this in other people, I feel bad for them. I don't sympathize, because my father told me that's pity and that don't help you or them. I empathize, though. I understand what the fuck going on. You didn't have that type of love.
Straight up.
You didn't have that type of guidance. So let me just give you this gems. And one of my favorite gems my mother always gave me was, if you don't give it from your heart, don't give it at all. If you expect anything back from it, don't give it at all.
No, that's key. That's key right there. And it's kind of what you just mentioned. Like, I know because of how we are, it's like a natural thing. Like, somebody do something for you and you just got that giving spirit. It's not, you're not expecting nothing back, but you know it's going to come back. That's why you're not even tripping. There's no time limit on nothing. But, you know, that's how I am now. If I help somebody, it's because I care. I see the situation they in. I don't want nothing back. If I see you need something, let me go ahead and I even throw somebody something just because I see they kind of look down. You know what I'm saying? So that's some real gems your mama gave you. That's some life shit to carry.
Something that came from my mind to, you know, add on to that is like, I used to get slack for always wanting, like you said, giveaway stuff. I'm always like in a giving spirit.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, that's my little payment back to God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I am
Straight up
undeserving of a lot of the love that He and grace He showed me.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't dare be the one that judge and be like, oh man, why? Because there's some people that really get upset about homeless people. Oh, that bum need to go to work and it's hard for me too.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me too. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
can't even see the blessing and the difference between y'all two.
Yeah, you can't see it, and that's something that's big. You spoke on that. I think homeless people get a lot of bad rep. You know, sometimes people look at them like they just like scum, but it's like you got to realize, yeah, we work, we grinded to get where we at, but sometimes people didn't even. I think you mentioned it on the phone. Like our situations may be bad, but we still was a lot of blessings in those. Yeah. Some of these folks out here didn't have nothing. They had no cousin, no daddy, no mama, no tribe at all at any point. They were kind of just birthed onto this earth into some bullshit. So that's why I don't like to overjudge them when I see them out here. Yeah, if you want bullshit, I got to. But, you know, I don't look at them like, oh, look at this. This nigga ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's big that you said that, especially being out here where the homeless shit is on a whole other level.
It's like that in the city, too. It's just, I guess, you know, the drugs are different. So, like, all cities probably don't sleep. You know what I'm saying? And if they do, I ain't gonna lie, all crackheads and stuff, they still got their mother project house from the 80s. So it's like about 10 of them in there. They gonna make sure they got a place to sleep. We ain't that bad. But we probably is that bad. You know?
Sure. Yeah, no, I feel that. Overall, though, I feel like with everything you've been through, it's all led up to where you at now.
I do.
So what all do you have going on now that you working on, like business-wise, ambitious-wise? Like, what are you doing?
So I am a web developer. That's always like my first thing, you know.
Dope.
I'm a national best-selling author. I published my first book when I was 22.
That's wrong.
Yeah, so, you know, that's always something to look out for, my books. They coming. Buzz Therapy always on the rise, always coming. You know, we looking for new studio spaces, new locations, so that's to be, you know, announced. What else? Oh, we got Money Making Mindset. Y'all make sure to follow me at Jass Reign _ on Instagram because we are dropping a summer collection. The Trenches Broke My Heart. It's definitely going to be out here for the females. I heard the request and we coming. Yeah. You know, a lot of mentorship that's coming from Boss Therapy as well. Like it's
key.
A whole curriculum that I'm coming out with and a lot of other things that I can't wait to share the world.
Nah, you know, I support it. I love watching you grow. And every time you come up with a new idea, you know, I'm always with it.
Yeah.
For real. With everything you've been through, I want the whole world to know your story. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
Nah, for sure.
When you called me, I was like, man, I done lived like 7 different lives. I think we touched almost everyone.
Nah, and that's what I wanted to. And then a lot of times, I know you shared this story before, but just, you know, talking about it, it's always a little form of therapy, you know?
Yeah.
Talking through it. So I appreciate you for even sharing that part of your soul with us on Dojo Sessions, like real talk.
I really appreciate you coming. It was a nice conversation.
No, it was for sure. And my last question to you, I know you've gotten out of a lot of situations, but now that you're here, you know, it's behind you and you're fully thriving and you're present. What's one thing you would tell like a young girl out here who is kind of living a crazy life, who wants better days, but she just don't see it in the future? You know, what would you tell her? You can look at that camera right there.
I would say you gonna endure pain no matter what. Choose your pain wisely. Choose something that's gonna elevate into something else. All roads, like I said, lead back to self. Really, all roads lead back to self-love. And that's gonna be the next series for Boss Therapy, actually, because one thing I came to the realization, somebody asked me on top of your question, what would I tell my younger self? And that's what I would tell my younger self, because all the things that I've been through was me either avoiding self-love or expecting somebody to replace that for me. And then when it all came down and all those different scenarios that we laughed about, that we, you know, talked about, it was like, damn, who was I coming back to? Me.
That's real.
Self.
That's real.
And it's like, I could have avoided all of this. You can avoid all of it. Don't you go get pregnant by that man and say, I could do this alone. No, you cannot. No, the fuck you can't. Okay? And I don't recommend it. Make sure that man is in a place that he could mentally be a father. Make sure that you love yourself enough that you know how to love somebody else. A child is not a replacement for anything that you've been through, not to ease your inner child. That inner child still has a child mind. So you need to make sure that you're equipped for these kids because they are our future. You get what I'm saying? I never chose to be a single mother. I stand with single mothers, but don't choose that route. And I mean, don't fall in love with his potential. If he living in your house and he ain't never had his own, he don't deserve a fucking child, baby.
Pop your shit.
I'm just saying.
Pop your shit.
If you paying them bills, baby, and he ain't, come on now, he ain't never had a bill in his name, he ain't never had a car note in his name, he ain't never had a car in his name, why would he need a child in his name, baby? I want to know. Seriously.
Hey, that's as raw as we can keep it with y'all folks, man. Like, please listen to what she said, hear her out, run it back. You just really dropped some gems, for real, for real.
I appreciate you.
Nah, I appreciate you for coming on. So what's all your socials so they can follow you?
So you can follow at Buzz Therapy Podcast. You can follow at Jass Reign _. You can follow at Money Making Mindset LA. Definitely follow us. Keep up with the journey. It's definitely always got to be a money making mindset. Remember, you can be broken, but you cannot be broke and broken. Okay, so get to that bag no matter what.
That's gems, y'all. That's another one for y'all. Sensei Kai Dojo Sessions, learning life through lessons.
Thank you.
We out.